Welcome to Transformation Advisor 1.9. Today we're going to talk about the new MQ feature, which allows us to analyze IBM MQ in addition to the Java application servers from before. Here I'm going to look at my pre-pod environment, which has 3 hosts. I haven't collected from the first host yet, but on host 3 I've collected some information from my was in D environment. It's the D manager host. And on host 2 I've collected some information from IBM MQ. On the same host is also some information from Red Hat JBoss. And I can see within the MQ collection that I've collected from MQ Inst installation, which is version 8002, and there are two Q managers in that installation. Now I'm going to show you how to collect some additional information on a different installation on the same machine. So I'm going to download the collector for Linux. Then I'm going to transfer that collector to the machine and untar it using the commands shown here. And then I'm going to decide what kind of a collection I'm going to do. So here are the various options. So I'm going to choose MQ, and I'm going to choose that I want to collect for one installation, and I'm showing the command here below. Then I log on to the machine, and I'm going to run that command as the MQM user. You can see that the command doesn't take very long. I do get an error because this machine doesn't have network connectivity back to my TA server. So I'm going to SCP the zip back to my desktop, and I'm going to upload the zip to the TA UI, through the TA UI. Here we can see it's been uploaded, and there are 2 different Q managers. In the original installation I have Q manager 1 and 2, which are both moderate. I come in and have a look at the details of that Q manager, where it was collected, and I see one issue related to exits and custom binaries. I can open the details of that issue. I can see information about where that issue was found, which channels were affected, and I can see some information about what the solution to this issue might be if I was migrating to IBM Cloud Private. I may need to port the binaries into the container. I may be able to dispense with the exit because the latest version of the product now has that capability, or I may need to consider what external dependencies this exit uses and how to deal with them. If I switch back to the recommendations page, I can see that Q Manager 2 has 4 issues that must be addressed, 4 issues that may need to be addressed, and 1 issue that may be addressed after I migrate. Within the details, I can again see the details for any of these issues. I can see there are 3 cluster considerations and 6 issues relating to exits and custom binaries. If I open the first issue relating to DNS, I can see which channels are using DNS host names, or other channels that are using IP addresses, which types of exits are being used, and if there are binaries being used within services. Now if I go back and look at the other installation, this is the one I just uploaded. So these 2 Q managers are complex. And the reason for that is because of this issue relating to authentication. So I may need to adopt LDAP in order to solve this issue, which may involve other teams, which ups the complexity. Alternatively, I may port the users and groups into the container itself, as I can see here in the text for the solution. Here I'm going to turn on experimental mode by pressing the Ctrl-Shift-X key combination. Experimental appears in the header, and we can see that there's now an effort column shown on the side, which gives me an estimate of how much time it's likely to take to resolve the issue. If I go back to the recommendations page, I also see a total effort for each queue manager, which includes an overhead. I can turn off experimental mode again by just clicking the experimental icon. Experimental features may not be fully accurate or may change in the future. This concludes our demo of Transformation Advisor 1.9 MQ feature. Please connect with us on Slack to tell us what you think and how we can help you modernize your MQ infrastructure. Thank you. Bye.